sit on the corner and shook my shit. Now I'm finna give y'all another hit.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Pep Talk. I am your host, Pepper Braxton, and I am here with another special guest.
Because we got a lot of shit to talk about.
We do.
So
I'm a girl. Just blow my shit out. Fuck me, nail me to the cross, put me in the mattress.
I didn't lose my virginity to a guy until I moved to him in ex.
Are you into feet play?
yes.
You are! Yes.
Say, bumping purses or something.
I've dated a bottom before. How did that work? How much is...
You need to fuck me every night.
Every night, but every... Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Pep Talk. I am your host, Pepper Braxton. I am here with another special guest, Ondo. What the fuck is good?
The big one.
How you feeling?
I'm good.
Wait, first I just want to say thank you for coming on. Y'all, I was on Ondo's show, and then I just screenshotted his episode and uploaded it to my channel, but that episode was a lot. I sent that to a lot of people episode. They were saying you're a narcissist.
Me?
They were saying you're a narcissist.
Did they say why?
They were saying...
Because I feel like that word is just thrown around now.
They were saying like they felt like you were purposely not trying to get where I was coming from. That's what the comments were saying.
No, I just didn't agree.
Do you feel like you can be a hard head sometimes? Like when me and you be having like, let's have a conversation. When me and you be having like real talks and stuff, and when we be talking and you ask me my opinion and I be giving it to you, no matter how many ways I try to explain it in a different way, you just do not be seeing it. And then
that's not true.
That's very true.
That's not true.
That's true.
Because you've given me advice and I have taken it. And I've told you, like, you know what, you might be right. So that's not even true. But if I don't agree, I don't agree. I'm not going to say I agree and I don't agree.
Somebody was venting to me. You know who I'm talking about. They was venting to me about you. And one thing they said was, they was like, I just feel like he don't be trying to understand me.
I feel like this. I am a very simple guy. And you have to break shit down to me on a third grade level to make me understand. If you can't do that, then it don't make sense to me.
And you are 38, to be exact.
39.
39. Oh, right, your birthday just passed. 39.
I'm 39.
Okay, back into the show. How are you mentally?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
And what is something you need to make you happy right now?
$1 million.
That'll make you happy?
Okay. 23 million.
23. Why 23?
I don't know. It just sounds like a good number to say.
Can you let the people know where you're from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
And how was it growing up in Cincinnati, Ohio?
Fun. Cincinnati is actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of black people in the city. I actually grew up in the suburbs.
Really?
North of Cincinnati, yeah.
Never would have thought.
Yeah, I grew up around a lot of white people.
So why are you so ghetto?
You think I'm ghetto?
Yes. Maybe not ghetto. You're not ghetto. You hood. And it's a difference.
I think it's a difference. And I mean, I think that I'm African American. I think we all got that, no matter where you from or where you know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson was from the suburbs, the rich community in Jersey.
I don't really know anything about Mike Tyson.
I'm just saying, like, you know, oh, I forgot. That's our age. That's the age difference.
Did you grow up with any siblings?
Yes. I have a lot of siblings.
How many?
5.
Maternally?
No.
You grew up in a 2-parent household?
Yes.
So how many siblings in the house?
I didn't grow up with my 2 parents in the household, though.
What do you mean, you?
I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay.
So if you talking about how many people was in the house, I was in the house by myself.
Okay.
But I lived between my mom, my dad, and my grandparents. So I had a room at our house.
What's the reason for you living with your grandmother instead of your mother? Or is that like something you have to unpack and you would?
Well, it's kind of loaded, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was living with my grandparents. My parents were living with my grandparents when I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Or shortly after, one of those things. And I was living there for a long time, so, and then we moved out, and that always felt like home to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So were you close with your siblings?
Yeah, I'm close with all my siblings. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not close with all my siblings. That's a lie.
Are you at least
Yes,
cordial with them?
I'm close with my younger siblings. My
Mhm.
2 younger siblings, I'm super close with, and I have another sibling that we're the same age, but we're close. We're close as well too.
How y'all the same age?
Well, we're like a month apart.
How? How's that possible? Your daddy cheated on your mama?
No.
Children can't be a month apart.
Why not?
Maternally.
Well, my mama didn't have it.
So it's your dad's child.
Yeah, but
And he cheated on your mama.
no, it wasn't a cheating situation. Well, I don't know. That's still up for debate at this point. My mama say yes, my daddy say no.
Mhm.
So, we don't know.
So when did you become in tune with your sexuality? I guess like when did you come out? Like when did you know you liked men? Because you have a child.
You call me a narcissist.
I didn't call you that. I said that's what the people said.
I mean, yeah, I just wanted to.
I don't think you're a narcissist. I think you're a knucklehead.
I just wanted to. I was trying to process that, but I've been having sex with boys for a long time.
What does that mean?
Woo, I've been fucking for a long time.
So how long you been fucking with boys?
So
when was your first encounter with a guy?
Well, what do you mean by how? What was the question?
When did you come in tune with your sexuality?
What did that mean? Like, when did I start outwardly expressing it or inwardly?
Outwardly. Well, both. Tell me both.
I think I came out. If that's the question, I came out like at 14.
That's young. I like that for you.
Yeah, I came out at 14. I was like when I say came out too, like I mean like in the gay clubs.
At 14?
Hanging with my gay friends, stealing my grandma's car, driving out of town. Like
out of town? Well, okay, you was driving through OKI? Or you was driving
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so you familiar.
Yeah, I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah, so.
Hello.
Yeah, I was kicking it. Big, yeah, kicking it. So
what did your parents say when you told them? Because this is back in the olden days.
Not that much older. Not that much older. No, I actually never came out to my parents. Like we never sat down and like had a conversation like, gay. Like I just started bringing niggas home. Like,
and what would they say when you would bring them home?
Nothing. Like I think one time my grandma might have snapped on me, but one time. But this was after the nigga was there and he had been there. They ain't hear us fucking. We was fucking, I'm sure, but they didn't hear us fucking. But it was like, cause she would have said that. But I just was bringing him around, and we would just go upstairs in the room, and he wouldn't come out until
y'all were done.
The next morning.
The next morning goes crazy.
Yeah, I was grown when I was doing that. Though I was grown. I was like 18 when I had niggas staying all night. I was 18.
Okay.
But my family's one of them families like we don't talk about your sex life is your sex life. We don't really like get into like who you sleeping with, why you sleep. We want to know like, is you getting some money, like what you doing with your life? Like,
I love that for y'all.
Yeah, we don't really. So I've never had to be like, this what I'm doing. Of course, when I was going out, I was sneaking out, but my mama wasn't really like, because even though I stayed at my grandparents' house, my mama still had control over what I did and shit like that. So, yeah.
When did you know that you liked boys, though? Can you remember back in time?
I think I had a sexual experience that was earlier than most people. So I was, yeah.
So you always been a hoe?
I wouldn't put that sexual experience on me. I wouldn't blame that because I was a child.
Oh, you were saying you were molested?
I wasn't molested. Well, yes, but it was by somebody else who was also a child. So it was like, but they weren't my age; they were older. Probably like 3 or 4 years older. So that was kind of my first sexual experience, and it kind of triggered whatever.
Triggered feelings, like it made you think.
Well,
you think that's the reason why you gay?
I think that what I do think is that was my first experience of being like in I don't know, a turned on state, you know what I'm saying, where my dick was hard and somebody was playing with me in ways like, so I think I automatically associated that with men, you know what I'm saying? So that was a natural sexual attraction, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause my mental, like, and physically, I was still attracted to women. Like, I think women are beautiful. I love women. I love everything about them. But sexually, it's just, I be wanting a nigga.
But you...
And I've always felt like that, like, even as a kid, like 8 years old, like, I've always felt like sexually attracted to men.
So how did you end up having a kid?
Actually, I don't want to discuss my son's business.
Okay.
On here.
How many women have you slept with in your life?
I don't know.
More than 5?
Less than 20.
Less than 20. And so you just be having an urge to sleep with women?
Sometimes. I have.
Are you pansexual?
What's that mean?
Like you're attracted to energy instead of like what you see.
I thought pansexual people were attracted to like the mental.
No, it's like they're not attracted to looks. They date men, trans women.
I wouldn't date a trans woman though.
Would you date a trans man?
No, because I don't be liking studs.
A stud and a trans man are two different things.
I feel like they the same thing.
No, they not. A trans man is they.
I know, but
yeah,
I feel like
and they look more like men.
I feel like mentally they the same thing.
I feel like you're disrespectful to a community.
Am I? I apologize. That is not my intention. That's not my intention.
That's just like saying a femme queen and a drag queen is the same thing.
I feel like mentally, well, if you say it like that, then maybe a trans man might be worse. Because I feel like studs they already have an over aggressive personality towards gay men.
Yeah, studs don't like gay men.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. But trans men are not like trans men.
So I feel like a trans man would make me feel it would be kind of be like
a trans man is a man. You gonna give me cancer?
No, people support you. I think people support your view. That's not my view. I think your mental. I think you can't change the way a person's mind is.
I don't get. Can you elaborate? I don't get what you mean.
I think that a trans man and a stud will have a lot more in common mentally than me and a trans man.
So you think a stud and a trans man should date?
No.
Says you cool.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think that trans men and stuff, because they both were women, or the trans man was a woman at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they think alike, like mentally they're on the same wavelength.
You were married. How did you meet your husband?
What is happening? Like,
we having a conversation.
This doesn't feel like a conversation. It feels like interrogation.
Oh, we is just talking. The only thing is it's a camera. If it was no camera, man, you
and
would
the
be
light
talking
is
like
bright. You got cars, and you just shouting out questions like, "How is you cool?" I was married.
How long were you married? What? What?
I agreed to do this, right?
You didn't say nothing was off limits.
I didn't. I'm still married.
All right, you still are. I forgot that. Oh my God, I forgot. How did you meet your husband?
I met him at a bar and outside. Well, yeah, outside of a bar in Cincinnati.
What year was this?
2005.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Mm-hmm. So y'all immediately started dating after that?
Well, no, we met. I was actually trying to talk to his friend, and his friend wasn't fucking with me, and he was just there because I think he was in a relationship at the time. And then maybe a couple months later, he was single. Maybe like a year or so later. Yeah, probably like a year later. He was single. I was single. I got his number. We talked on the phone that night, and I was like, we was just vibing. And I told him I'm gonna marry you one day.
That is so you. I knew you was about to say that. That is so you. You do stuff like that.
I mean, but I ain't lying. And I used to tell him that when we first got married, I used to tell him all the time, I told you I was gonna marry you.
I can't wait till a nigga marry me. I already know who I want to marry too.
I just feel like I know and I know.
So how long were y'all together before y'all married?
We dated for committed.
Yeah. You gotta ask that with you.
Yeah, because
you some teas.
Because okay, well, we was committed for we dated for 12 years.
That goes crazy. And I would not have married you.
Off and on for 12 years. And we were committed for probably 9 months before we got married.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And why y'all not together now?
I need to check with my attorney and see if I can see.
Well, I've contacted your husband, and this is what he said. I'm just kidding.
Oh shit!
That would have. That would have ate it.
I was about to say, send me that video. Ooh. I could use it.
That would have ate it.
Nah. If I'm being honest, it just didn't work. Mm-hmm. It was one of those things. I think that yeah, it just didn't work. I have nothing bad to say about my ex or soon to be ex. I think that he'll be great at other things
other than marriage. So you don't think he was a good husband?
Next question to me.
Mm-hmm. Do you miss him?
I miss being married. I miss the person that I fell in love with. I really enjoy being married though, but I don't miss him.
So why y'all won't get a divorce?
You said why y'all won't get a
divorce?
We are getting a divorce.
This divorce taking longer than Kenya Moore. Would you remarry?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You plan on it?
Absolutely.
You're such a hopeless romantic. Like you be in love so easy, and then you be out of love.
I love love. I grew up around marriage. Like everybody in my family was married. Like everybody. So that's always been like what I strive for, not just a date and have a boyfriend. Like I want like something real, something we can build on, something I can leave this world, you know what I'm saying, knowing that I extended my family.
You did that when you had a child.
I know, but I want a family. A child is a child. Why is that funny?
Because you are my friend. And you have an interesting relationship with men in the way you treat men.
Really?
Yes.
You think that honestly?
I think you are not a womanizer. I think you're a manizer.
You really think that?
Yes. I do think that. I'm not dating you, but this is
I get that.
outside.
But why do you think that?
Huh? Why do I think that?
That I'm a man eater?
I think right now you are in a interesting space with men. You in your whole phase? Would you say you're in your whole phase, or you already had that? Or maybe this is like another iteration of that.
I don't think I'm in my whole phase. I think my whole phase was like my first summer out, first summer separated from my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was my whole phase. Now it's like I'm chilling. I don't really be fucking with a lot of niggas.
How many niggas are you dating right now?
This is a tough question because there's the person that's gonna be watching this that thinks that I shouldn't date multiple people.
Why? I think you should date multiple people. I think that's how you're supposed to date, to see which one you like.
I agree. But at the time I'm probably dating like 5 guys.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yes. Maybe 2 or 3 is like cute, but 5, that goes.
Like,
how do you make time to date 5
dating
people?
is like actually going on dates and chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
we about to play a game. This game is called Me or You. Okay. Who do you think has had more sex this year, me or you? That's absolutely wrong, but I mean that's your answer.
How's it wrong? How many times? How many
times I have had sex this? 2. And last night made the second time. And the time before that was last week. My first time having sex was last week.
But what you said, but your sex last night might have count for somebody else's 4 sessions. You said they turned you everywhere but loose.
I cannot believe you just said that on camera.
They.
Moving on. Okay. Who lies more to men, me or you?
Who what?
Lies more to men, me or you?
You.
That's not true.
I don't be lying.
I don't either. I don't got no reason to lie.
I get in trouble for being too honest. They tell me that I be oversharing, so it ain't me.
Most likely to take an ex back, me or you?
An ex pill?
Ex pill, bitch.
That's
definitely you.
What?
I said most likely. Y'all, he said
definitely
most likely
who?
to take an ex pill. That's definitely you. If that would have been a question, most likely
definitely
to take
who?
an ex pill.
You seen me take an ex pill before?
No.
So why would you say that on this? Why would you get on this camera and say
you're
that?
Most likely to do that, then I would do it.
Okay.
Is that not true?
I see. Have you seen your friends?
What that got to do with me?
Okay.
I said most likely to take an ex back.
Oh, you.
Ain't
no backtracking.
Most likely to cheat first.
Me.
Okay. Most likely to sleep with a friend.
You.
Most likely to sleep with a friend's ex.
You.
Why would you say me?
Because you've done it.
The people did not know that. Oh, that was so late. Most likely to be caught in a scandal, me or you?
Both.
I agree. Okay, going back to questioning. This question is basically like, because me and you touched on this before, I really want to get like your thought process. So, for the audience who does not know, I've escorted in my hard times,
what the fuck?
in my lowest point. I have escorted, and I've had this date before, this client, and he was young, had to be like mid-30s, and he actually lived here. So he called me out. He lived in this nice big ass house on the south side in Union City. He had like 2 cars in his driveway, and his house was nice. And after our session, I just kept. What?
Why you ain't give me one of them pillows? Yeah, I can't lean back because
After our session, I just was wondering like, what is this young handsome man with this big ass house doing, paying for sex? And you've expressed to me you've done that, right?
I've done what?
Paid for sex.
No.
You have never paid for sex.
I have never put hand in money for sex. No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
What I said is that I would.
You would.
I have no problem. I would.
Okay. So,
like, I not understand why.
Why?
Somebody would. Like, I don't pay for pussy. I ain't never paid. I'm not there yet. But I do get it. I do get why. Because I think that, well, sometimes you don't want to do all that talking. You don't want to have it. You don't want to, like, sometimes you see what you want. You want to fuck. I don't want to sit here and buy you drinks and try to coerce you to motherfucking fuck me. Like, baby, what's up? What you talking? What's your price? What's the number? What's the ticket?
Mm-hmm. Be sure to tune in to part 2 of Pep Talk.